always a flaming win, but you'll take it. That fourth quarter looked like the defense improved in the third, and then in the fourth they got some threes there.
I mean, they have 47 points in the second half, so I think 20 in the third and 27. We gave up some threes that we probably, wish we could have back as far as communication and coverages, but our defense won us the game. To be able to come out of the third and allow 20 points was huge for us based on the second half of the last game. In the first half, they had 66. And a lot of it was just transition, paint points, just the communication wasn't terrible, but usually when you're giving up that many paint points, something is being lost in translation. But I thought second half, our defense was much better, especially in the third. If not for those miscommunications on those 3-point shots in the fourth, we'd be, feeling really good about our defense. And, Book's ability to carry us, his scoring, and then Chris's all-around game tonight. I thought the foul that he got on Garland, it allowed for us to set our defense with free throws, and Garland got his sixth. I thought that was a big moment for us. And, Cam Payne, Cam Johnson, and JaVale off the bench tonight gave us big time production as well. So it's a good win for us. This team plays hard. They're a lot like us in a number of ways, but they're big, and they put their bodies on you. They play in the paint. They force you to go back to the rim because you got to box out or they're going to get extra possessions. So we had some miscues and gave up some threes, but I thought overall in the second half we were much better.
Now you guys went to. I saw after a couple of those threes didn't drop at the end, I'm like, Coach probably going to start fouling, and that's what you went to the foul game. Is that something as a coach that it was automatic for you? Hey, let's foul them, and we're up 3, let's foul and let them go to the line.
I wouldn't say. I mean, it depends on the situation, but we've been in that situation before, and they were hitting shots. I mean, that's how they cut it, and so we didn't want to give them any more momentum on their home floor, and we trust our guys in that situation to execute that. Mikhail did a good job of fouling before Ricky could get past half court and get into a shot motion or shooting motion, and then being able to inbound the ball to guys who aren't afraid to go to the free throw line is a huge part of it. So it's something we've worked on. We're not perfect at all in that, but we've gotten a lot better. I think the guys trust each other and trust us in those moments.
Curious, you talked about it being a big win and just continually cutting them out.
Yeah,
just speak to that.
We're finding different ways to win games. And I think that serves you well, when you have new guys on your team in your rotation like Landry and JaVale. But when you can win in different ways, didn't play a great first half, came out in the second half, played much better. The other night we played a really good first half. Second half wasn't so great, but we found a way to win. And you could talk about different contributions across the board, but for our team, we know we can win ugly games. We can win slugouts. I wish we could win by 30 every night, but their team is really good, and they're missing some guys, but they play hard. They force you to come back to the paint, and so we had to win a different way tonight. With the offensive rebounding that they forced you to box out. It's just hard at times to get out in transition because everybody's going back to the paint to make sure we secure the rebound. So we're just finding ways to win.
Last, I just want to ask about Chris and that comfort level of knowing that if he gets the inbound, he's going to go.
Yeah, a lot of teams will call timeout and advance the ball, but we've talked about, trusting Chris and Book because they want the ball. And Jay's not afraid to inbound. And Jay knows the count and we always talk about how many timeouts we have. And, I try my best to go stand by the refs so I can scream out timeout if we need it. But those three guys are pretty calm in those situations.
Because you established that last year and finding Jay being the
Yeah,
inbound.
yeah.
Like that was something that you didn't have him as a player, so you didn't know how he was in those situations. But is that part of looking like, well, we know we can trust him to make the right pass because of last year?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can trust a guy to not just make the right pass, but know the time scoring situation. If you just think about the pass and forget about the count, you can get yourself in trouble. And I know that he knows that Book and Chris will come get the ball, and then you have Cam Johnson or Landry or Mikal as an option also. So it's not, again, perfect, but it's something that we have worked on in those moments instead of advancing and using a timeout. Now, there are times where we will do it, but if we can get it in without using a timeout, we will.
Go to Kellen Olson on Zoom.
Hey, Monty, to your point on winning in different ways, just your thoughts on that clutch sequence for Mikal with the block and then Chris's rip through.
Yeah, Mikal was under duress all night. He had guys coming at him full speed off the dribble, and for him to be able to block the shot, and I couldn't see, but it looked like he blocked it and saved it. And then the ability to go back down the floor and have the awareness that Chris always has in the bonus to, get that foul on Garland and get him out of the game was a huge segment of the game for us. But that's one of those things or situations where our defense generates productivity for us. Mikal just makes a great play. And I think when you look behind him, it looked like DA was in a good spot to help. He was playing pretty big in that segment, but Mikal is so doggone long, man. His ability to get his hands on balls is unlike many players in the league who can do that. His quickness, his length, and the ability to do that without fouling. And it was a tough one because he fouled Garland on the 3-point play when he was reaching on the shot. He reached over top and he fouled Garland. So the ability to stay aggressive in that moment and get that block was huge.
Another steady and great game for JaVale. Just how much does that help on a night like tonight where DA's in foul trouble?
It was huge. I mean, DA picked up fouls early. He picked up his fourth pretty early, and JaVale, I thought he put a lot of pressure on them in the paint. There were times where he didn't get the ball and he was in a rim run and they had to go help on him, and it freed us up to, pass the ball around the 3-point line, and we got some shots there. But his ability to just be big and agile and distract shots and put pressure on the rim and score around the basket has certainly been a huge plus for us this year. I can't say it enough. The guy works on his game. Even some of the shots they make you scratch your head. Like he's in practice working on those different finishes around the basket, and it pays off in the game.
First, what does it take for a team to not only win a game like that, but to constantly answer Cleveland? Every time you guys made a shot, they made a shot. Every time you guys made a play, they made a play. What does it take to continue to do that on somebody else's floor and find a way?
I think it takes trust. Coach took me out maybe like 6 minutes after the fourth, something like that. And I was on the bench and I was watching, Cam went, got a layup. Then Book hit a midi, and, some nights teams are going to make shots. We've been seeing that somewhat on a nightly basis. We love to make teams miss instead of hoping they miss. But when they make it, you just got to stay the course.
I wanted to ask about you getting that foul on Garland, the 6th foul on the rip. I'm just wondering, how do you do it? Because it's always a bonus situation, but and how are you able to pull that off time and time?
Just playing the game. You know what I mean? It's still a game. But I know Darius real well too. I've known him since he was in high school. Damn, he can hoop. He can hoop. But I'd actually forgot that he had 5 fouls. So it was great that we was in the bonus and that it would get him out the game.
I saw you talking to him. Were you telling him how to avoid that? Or
Yeah, I was just talking to him about it because, like I said, I know him. You know what I mean? Like I didn't watch him play AAU and grow up and all that stuff. So biggest thing was to get him out the game because he's so shifty, man. And he one of the guys that I love to watch when I'm at home watching games.
Now, finding Mikhail out on that leak out. When did you initially see him? Did you see him first and then?
I know Kale always there. I seen him and then I just wanted to act like I didn't so that they wouldn't sprint back. And then I looked back at him. But in the first quarter, I told Kale, I said, if you see me or DA about to get the rebound, just go ahead and take off. Take off. So it's a luxury to have him.
Two last things. One, being able to hit free throws at the end of games. I know you do it, but to continually do it, what's your thought process when you're going to the line at the end of the game, knowing that we need these to close this out?
Stay in the moment, repetition. I've missed a ton of times in my career too, you know what I mean? But you still got to have that same confidence and going up there and knowing it and wanting the ball. I know my teammates trust me, Jay, me and Book, we both going to get the ball because they trust us.
Lastly, you brought up Jay, that rebound he got, you had brought up a rebound that he got in the earlier game. And I was thinking of that. I was like, yeah, Chris brought that up earlier.
Yeah, Jay just a dog. Jay just a dog. He was trying to dribble it and I was yelling, pick it up, pick it up. And then I tried to call a timeout, but just winning plays. That's how, boss man is cut. He liked that and that's why he's so big for our team.
That's all I got.
Joe Martin, the Athletic.
Yes, sir.
Almost all of this winning streak has come since the report surfaced about Sarver. And, obviously you guys have lost the finals too, and DeAndre had his contract and situation, and then you guys even started 1-3. That's a lot. And instead of having any of that sink you guys, you literally won 14 in a row and rolling. I'm just wondering what you think has kind of gone into the Suns being able to stay afloat and actually thrive since all that stuff happened.
First and foremost, I think that's just a coincidence. You know what I mean? But our plan wasn't to start out 1-3. We lost well, we got drugged by Portland. We lost that first game. It was a close game, but I don't know. We just got a great group, great locker room. Players, coaching staff, everybody, man. I've never seen anything like it. Like you just enjoy being around each other, so we try not to get too high, try not to get too low, and we control what we control. And we talk about everything. It ain't like ain't no guessing, how this guy feels, and it's nice to be with a group like that.
That's what you guys continue to find different ways to win, as Coach Williams said after the game. What's your thoughts on this and what's the overall perspective?
It was a good win for us. On the road, against a team that plays really hard, and we have a lot of respect for. We've been watching them this year and seeing the fights that they've put up with a really good team. So we knew it wasn't going to be easy, and we had to bring it. And that's what it was—a dogfight all the way through.
Can I ask about your start to the game? I think it's the first 6, 7 shot. I know you say just make a shot, but what was working for you in that first half?
I mean, just teammates finding me in the right spots. Once you get a couple easy ones going, the rest tend to fall too. Screens from DA, the plays and the execution from Coach Mont. So, I'm just trying to assert myself in the game and be aggressive in different types of ways.
Wanted to ask about the block Mikhail had on that drive in the fourth. I know he does it, but what did you think of that play, man?
Yeah, those are winning plays. I mean, those are championship, type plays, especially when they had the confidence, they had the momentum going. That's a big stop for our team. And, just the ability to stick with it the whole game. He guards the whole 48 minutes and, every matchup is tough for him.
just following up on that, you talked about winning plays, your bucket, and Crowder digging out that rebound,
Mhm.
Chris getting a rip through. That seemed like in that fourth quarter that's basically what it came down to. You guys making play and then fouling and shooting that as well.
Yeah, we've been in those situations before. So, I always say experience is the best teacher. And, it was on our side tonight, the experiences that we've been through as a team and, the late game situations that we've dealt with.
Last thing I had was honestly happy Thanksgiving. One.
Thank you. Same to you.
And then two, you love to play in the garden.
Mhm.
That's coming. So will you be able to fully enjoy Thanksgiving, or will your mind be on going back to a place that you love to play?
And that's always my first thought. It's a business trip, but I am going to sit down with some family and friends and enjoy the day. But I might cut Thanksgiving a little early to get ready for this one.
All right, thank you.
Yep.